I have this great idea, guys. Let's make a movie where computers are given super intelligence. But get this, wait for it, something goes wrong. The audience will never see it coming. Transcendence stars Johnny Depp as Will Castor, a computer scientist on the verge of creating the world's first self-aware AI. When a terrorist group tries to dismantle his efforts, a creative solution to continue the work spins everything out of control. Man, Depp's on a cold streak right now. I think I'd have to go back like 3 years to Rango maybe for something I actually liked him in, and that was only his voice. I may have to actually go back 7 years to Sweeney Todd if we're talking live on screen. So is the streak finally broken here? Not really, though I have to admit I probably enjoyed this one more than most. Much of that probably comes down to the intellectual nature of this concept. Sure, we've seen the computer getting too smart for our own good storyline before, like a bunch. But there's something here that feels a little different and turns it on its head a bit. Now don't get me wrong, there are plenty of holes and silly leaps of logic, which we'll get to here in a second, but overall I was truly engaged by this world. I also liked the themes that explored the transitory nature of love and what's real and what might be an illusion. Plus, overall the acting here is really pretty great. Morgan Freeman is stellar, and Rebecca Hall, who you may remember from Iron Man 3, is quickly becoming one of my favorite actresses working. But I think I'm going to have to tag the technology as the best thing, as I found the inventions visually engaging and genuinely interesting in this, which, by the way, wasn't necessarily true about the rest of the movie. Honestly, there are a few stretches during this that felt like swimming through molasses without flippers. And I think a lot of that is due to the way the movie tries desperately to fully explain something we're never going to buy into anyway. And the more the writers try to make it plausible, the less plausible it seems to become. Just tell us how your world works and then tell the story in it. Either we buy it or we don't. You know who got that balance? Michael Crichton. Look at Jurassic Park. It didn't labor on how the scientists created the dinosaurs. It dropped the Amber knowledge on us and then went about its business telling us the rest of the story. Once you invest yourself in explaining all those details, you end up just showing how big those logic gaps really are. I also wonder if the movie suffers from how much it resembles so many other films and TV shows. I mean, it's basically just Her meets Person of Interest. Plus, the worst part is that as good as the acting around him is, Johnny Depp plays this role with so much nonchalance that it's really hard to get invested in his character or what he becomes. Overall, Transcendence is a compelling conceptual piece with too many flaws. Some great acting and interesting ideas just aren't enough to transcend the logic holes and occasional slow going, leaving it at a C+ for me. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. Stay tuned for the review's Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. First, I'm going to throw some stuff up over here you can click on. If you want to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. Want to see more? Well, I'll link my reviews to A Haunted House 2, Bears, and Heaven is for Real over here. You can also click the logo right up here to go to yourmoviefriend.com. That's where you can search by title for any reviews you might want to see. And finally, this review's Best Ever Challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. Since there are so many, what is the best movie ever where computers become sentient? That's right, a singularity pick. I'll exclude Her, since I already mentioned it in the review, and instead go with one that came out even more recently than that. Much more recently. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.